Gluten-free cornbread recipe that's gut-friendly. A cornbread recipe that doesn't use corn. Seems a little odd, right? Cornbread is a staple side dish for Thanksgiving, or it goes swimmingly with chili and hot cider. But many of my patients I encountered over the years as a functional medicine doctor could not tolerate or digest corn. That was the inspiration for this gluten-free cornbread recipe that doesn't use corn, that tastes surprisingly just like traditional cornbread. Why make cornbread without corn? Much of our corn crops today come genetically modified crops or hybridized and look so different from the plant that our ancestors harvested and ate. Any corn crops that are not labeled organic or non-GMO, you can almost guarantee it has been genetically modified. Not only do we not know the long-term effects of eating genetically modified food, but many crops are sprayed heavily with pesticides. Corn is naturally gluten-free, but if you have a sensitive digestive system or leaky gut, it can wreak havoc. For this homemade gluten-free cornbread recipe, I chose a sprouted flour blend of sorghum, oat and brown rice. Sorghum is naturally gluten-free and doesn't contain any GMOs since it's grown with natural methods and doesn't require any biotechnology to sustain the grain. Sorghum in this cornbread recipe also contains antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Oats and brown rice are similarly naturally gluten-free, and are high in fiber and trace minerals. Cassava flour is included in this gluten-free cornbread recipe that doesn't use corn as well. Cassava flour is a great flour to use in place of wheat flour and adds a soft texture to baked goods. It is easily digestible and a sustainable crop to grow, which benefits our planet long term. I've used cassava flour in my gluten-free pie crust recipe and pecan pie recipe. My favorite natural sweetening maple syrup and the incredibly healthy coconut oil are also in this cornbread recipe without corn. How to make cornbread. The best gluten-free cornbread recipe is one that you can make with loved ones in your own kitchen with wholesome ingredients. And this cornbread recipe is easy to put together in no time. First, preheat your oven to 350 F. Grease a cast iron skillet if it is not already seasoned and set it aside. Mix together the sprouted flour blend, cassava flour, baking soda and baking powder. Add in the eggs, maple syrup and melted coconut oil and stir it until well combined. Remove from the oven and let cool 5 to 10 minutes in the pan before serving. Serve this corn-free, gluten-free cornbread recipe with some apple butter, grass-fed butter or a hot bowl of chili. This will become a classic for your family for years to come. Gluten-free cornbread recipe that's gut-friendly. Ingredients: 2 cups sprouted flour blend, brown rice, oat and sorghum blend. 1/2 cup cassava flour. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. 4 eggs, room temperature. 1/2 cup maple syrup. 1/2 cup coconut oil, melted. Directions: preheat oven to 350 F. Grease a large cast iron skillet and set aside. In a large mixing bowl, combine sprouted flour, cassava flour, baking soda and baking powder. Mix thoroughly. Add in eggs, maple syrup and coconut oil and stir until well combined. Pour cornbread mixture in cast iron skillet and spread it evenly on the pan. Bake in the oven for 15 minutes and let cool 5-10 minutes before serving.